So hey y'all. I wanted to just kind of readdress how important um, and how serious of an issue like domestic violence is. Domestic violence is very serious, and I don't know that um, our young women are taking it as serious as they should. Um, of course, I was on social media and I came across a video of this boxer, Gervonta Davis, basically as a child with this particular girl, and I would imagine she's out in Miami celebrating the Super Bowl festivities with everybody else, and I guess she was sitting with Floyd Mayweather, this baby mama or whatever she is to him. They're not together. So obviously this young woman is like free to do whatever she wants. But he walks up to her, grabs her by the throat, and he just like drug her like right out of the room. And what was just kind of sickening to me is like nobody stopped him. He just stood there. Granted, he's a boxer, but 5 or 6 people should have been able to kind of restrain him to get him from dragging this young woman off into an area that was off camera. And then on top of that, there were reports that, he put his hands on her when they were off by themselves or whatever. I think that our young women, when we're in situations like this guy, he's worth millions of dollars and he's a boxer and you want to live a certain lifestyle. But like at what cost though? Is it that serious? I will say that I've never really been in a domestic violence situation. I was a toxic person for many years, so I've never been hit by a man, but I have showed fight on one a day or two in my life. You know what I'm saying? And so when I say that we need to stop and take a step back, anytime that you have to put your hands on someone, it's just time to part ways. You know what I'm saying? It's just time to part ways. And I just think that this young lady is continuing to, tolerate and deal with him because he is Gervonta Davis. He does have money, and maybe she's accustomed to a certain lifestyle, but that lifestyle is not worth your life. Anybody that has no regard for you're in an event with everybody has a camera phone, things are being recorded, and you can just attack somebody like that on camera, that's a person that will kill you, like, essentially, And I don't think people take it that serious. They're thinking they go through this all the time. Listen, domestic violence is lame, and it's lame on both ends. It's lame for the guy that's a coward putting his hands on a woman, and it's lame for the chick that's staying in a situation, because you hear women all the time say that it's hard to get out of a domestic violence situation, and I'm sure it is. I've never been in one. I've been around a friend of mine who was in one. They are very hard to get out of, and my heart goes out to women who kind of deal with this type of, violence in their life, because I've never dealt with it. But a guy like that will hurt you. That is the kind of guy that would end up doing like a murder-suicide. You really need to get rid of him. And I don't think people take it seriously, like, oh, it's not that serious. It's very serious. Anytime, because woman beaters tend to beat on you in like private. When they start whooping on you in front of everybody, they don't care. Like, they literally don't give a fuck. That's somebody that will hurt you. That will hurt you, your children, your family. I don't know if you guys remember, like, back in the day when America's Most Wanted first started. They would be looking for like these Jamaicans and Haitians that would come because they couldn't find this woman that they were like obsessed with. They were stalking, and they would kill her whole family all the way down to the fish. You know what I'm saying? I always think of stuff like that, and I just think that a man that attacks you in public like that has no problem taking your life. I think that her family needs to step in. I think that this video that is floating around should be sent to the authorities, because I watched another video and somebody said he's a boxer. Isn't his hands like registered as a legal weapon? He's not supposed to be putting his hands on anybody. You know what I'm saying? And I just think that these young women are not like taking it serious. You hear so many stories, like where I live, and like the second day of the new year, it was a guy This girl didn't want him. So he said, well, I'll tell you what, you ain't got to want me. You ain't gonna want nobody. And he killed her. You know what I'm saying? And waited on the police. So like, people really need to like start taking things like this very serious. I wouldn't give a flying fuck how much money he has. Your money is not worth my life. I'm a mother. I'm a sister, an aunt. You know what I'm saying? A cousin. My family matters. Like, sometimes we just don't want to go to humble ourselves and bow out. Sometimes you gotta take a L so you don't end up dead. You know what I'm saying? And when I watched it, you know, people were cracking jokes, and I was like highly disturbed. And I was like, this is terrible. He's in looks like he was at like a stadium of some sort. It's full of people, you know. And then there was this guy that was like sitting directly next to her. I don't think this guy was like, he just so happened to be sitting in the seat next to her. When he grabbed her by her throat, started dragging her out, he just politely moved to the side. And you know, you hear memes, people just like, I mind my business. Domestic violence is your business. If you see somebody being harmed, it is your job to speak up and say something. You should not just sit there and just kind of slide to the side, like, because he's a boxer. Once again, there were so many people here. You start grabbing this young woman by her throat, 5 or 6 of them. Wait a minute. I just want to just include the fact that he's like 5'2". I'm 4'11". He's like this much taller than me. You mean to tell me these big, burly, 6'3" men that were standing there couldn't help? I just think that we need to stop turning a blind eye to domestic violence. I think that it's a very serious issue. I personally think this guy belongs in jail. You know what I'm saying? And what's sad, what's just like really sad, is that this particular boxer can gallivant all over the town with whomever he wants. Like, he just got arrested about a week ago with another woman, but here she is sitting enjoying whatever festivities it was. And you know, now it's the domestic violence. It's an incident for him. You know, that's just a simple case of, I don't want you, but I don't want nobody else to have you type of scenario. You know what I'm saying? And I just think that we need to start taking this stuff very serious. This type of, I just was appalled. I couldn't believe it. I was like, he in an open area with cameras and everybody around, because like I said before, you know, they tend to beat on you in private. When they start doing stuff in public, that means that they don't care, and they're on to the next level to where you can be killed. My message to anybody that is suffering from or in a domestic situation, a domestic violence situation, men or women, you have to leave. There is nothing wrong with leaving. If you have to get the authorities involved, listen, if you got to call your cousin, anybody, just get yourself out of it. Don't lose your life, you know what I'm saying, because you have this ill-conceived notion that you love a person. Just keep in mind, a person that loves you wouldn't harm you. Have a great day.